The Education Act, Section 17. Requirements to be fulfilled by public educational institutions. Subsection 1. Every public educational institution shall comply with the following requirements. A. The premises of such institution shall be sanitary and be maintained in a condition which the minister considers satisfactory for the conduct of an educational institution. B. It shall be open to inspection pursuant to the provisions of Section 39. C. The conscience clause shall be observed therein. D. It shall be conducted in accordance with all the regulations relating thereto. C. The conscience clause. Okay. Yeah, the conscience clause can be observed therein. So, the conscience clause, basically, it's in law, it exempts persons from doing certain lawfully required acts based on their religious or moral convictions. So the conscience clause shall be observed therein. Now, in terms of sanitary, well, it could mean, well, could it mean that persons can go beyond what is required? Or could it be that if somebody's religious belief does not permit them to wash their hands, that would be allowed? Well, I don't know. But the conscience clause shall be observed therein. I guess it's not just lawful, but morally, it's a moral obligation to keep yourself sanitary, right? But anyway, it shall be conducted in accordance with all the regulations relating thereto. E. It shall not be conducted for private profit, and no portion of the funds thereof shall be used for any purpose other than for the purpose of that institution. Okay, so that means the money that is made at the tuck shop, the auxiliary fees, the principal or some other person, the secretary, whoever, can just use it for their to buy a car for themselves, or buy or pay to use to add another room, or buy new clothes, and so on and so forth. It must be used for the school and not other purposes. F. Where such institution is a high school, the fees for tuition therein shall be fixed by the Board of Management, subject to the approval of the minister. Okay, so tuition fees, it is the Board of Management who decide what it is, and they apply to the Ministry of Education to approve it. G. Where such institution is an aided educational institution, that means it's a private school but it gets money from the government, the management and efficiency thereof, that is of that private school, shall be of a standard which in the minister's opinion justifies the making of grants in aid of such institution. So the education officers would have a right to come in and inspect those schools once they're getting money from the ministry, from government. Every person holding any interest in or right over the premises of the institution shall inform the minister in such manner as shall be prescribed. Inform the minister of the nature and extent of such interest or right. Okay. So I guess that means if there's somebody who is making money out of the fees collected at that school, they should inform the minister that they have such an interest in they're one of those who collect money or make money from the school or have a right to the premises of the school. I guess it could be, for example, a landlord or the owner of the land on which the school is located. They must inform the minister or the Ministry of Education. 3. This still applies to the private schools that are being funded by the government. The owners or board of management thereof shall not discontinue the institution except after serving on the minister not less than 4 years' notice. The owner or board of management thereof, that's of the school, shall not discontinue the institution except after serving on the minister not less than 4 years' notice or such shorter notice as the minister may agree to accept of the institutions to do so. So if they plan to close down the school, they have to inform the ministry. And they have to give 4 years' notice, or it could be shorter if the ministry approve. Alright. If the owner or board of management thereof, that's the owner or the board of management of the private school that's getting money from the government, if they decide to discontinue the institution and to close it down, they shall, if the minister so requires, repay prior to discontinuance of the institution such portion as the minister thinks just of any expenditure incurred by the government in connection with the establishment or alteration of the institution. Okay, so if they decide to close down the school, they might have to pay back the government some of the money that they got. All right. 2. This is 2. What was the main heading here again? Oh, subsection 2 of section 17. If it appears to the minister that in respect of any aided educational institution there has occurred or is about to occur any failure to comply with the requirements of subparagraph 3 of paragraph G of subsection 1, paragraph 3, it said the owner must notify the ministry if they plan to close it. If it appears that they are not going to comply with those requirements, the minister may dismiss the board of management thereof and thereafter conduct and maintain the institution. So the government can dismiss the board and take over that institution. A. Now that can happen. A, where the notice required under that subparagraph was served on him until the expiration of the notice, or B, in any other case, until the owner of the institution either 1, inform him in the prescribed manner of their intention to conduct, or let me read that part again and include the minister because it says serve on him, where the notice required under the subparagraph was served on the Minister of Education, was sent to the ministry until the expiration of the notice. Right? So the ministry can take over the school and run it until that notice to close it down expire. B, in any other case until the owners of the institution, so the ministry can operate the institution until 1, the owner informed the ministry in the prescribed manner of their intention to continue to conduct and maintain the institution as an aided educational institution, or the owners tell the Ministry of Education, they serve on the Ministry of Education the notice required under that subparagraph, and then such notices and such notice expires. All right. Subsection 3 of section 17. While any educational institution is being conducted and maintained by the minister under subsection 2, A, the Minister of Education shall keep the premises of the institution in good repair. Right? That's the ministry will keep. So if the ministry is providing financial aid to the private school, right? While any such institution is being conducted and maintained by the ministry, so the ministry would step in and maintain the premises of the institution. That means whoever operates the school would have to satisfy the ministry that it is being maintained. B, for all purposes relating to the condition of the premises of the institution and the occupation and use thereof, any interest in such premises which is held for the purposes of the institution shall be deemed to be vested in the Minister of Education. C, the owners of the institution. So here, the owners of the institution shall be entitled to the use of the whole or part of the premises thereof when not required for the purposes of the institution to the like extent as they would have been if they had continued to carry on the institution. Alright. So I guess the ministry can use a room to have meetings or conduct sessions or whatever they want to do. Maybe use one of the rooms to store documents and so on, as long as the school is getting money from the ministry. It seems that is what they're saying there. Subsection 4. Any person aggrieved by a requirement of the minister pursuant to subparagraph 4 of paragraph G of subsection 1 to repay any amount may appeal to a judge in chambers. Okay, so if they plan to close the school and the ministry says pay back some of that money, give us back the $100,000 that we had sent you recently, and they object, they can take it to court. Their objections to court. Subsection 5. Any amount required pursuant to subparagraph 4 of paragraph G of subsection 1 to be repaid shall be a debt due to the government from the owners or board of management of the institution and may be sued for and recovered in the Supreme Court or in a resident magistrate court by the Attorney General, with costs of suit from the person charged therewith as a debt due to the government. Okay. That means if you operate a private institution and you give notice that you're going to close it, and the minister says give us back the money that we gave you last month, then if you refuse, the government can sue you, and also can sue you not only for that money, but your legal cost. Seems like that is what this is saying. Right. Section 18, conscience clause. We will look at that in our next video.